my name is Janet, and my co-host, as always, is underneath my desk. So yeah, we're just gonna chit chat. I'm gonna talk about how my how my last 2 weeks were, what is coming up, and what has been going on. So I'm gonna pull you guys in a little closer and we can get started. Okay, so I've already prepped, primed, moisturized, did all of that good stuff. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump in. I'm gonna go in with the Estee Lauder Double Wear. And just this little beauty sponge. I literally just washed this like a minute ago. And this is the e.l.f. sponge, and I know I hated it at first, and I was just like, I'm just gonna use it until it runs out or until it's like ruined, you know, and I don't need to use it anymore. But I ended up really liking it, and I think I'm going to repurchase these if I ever do see them around again. So I went to Ulta yesterday, and I was asking the guy, and I was like, hey, so I want to know what, in your opinion, is the best product to clean your like beauty sponges with. And the guy was like, okay, so I can sell you something here. I can tell you something that I have here, or like I can just keep it real with you and like tell you. And I was like, okay. And he was like, the best thing to wash your sponges with is Dawn dish soap. And at first I was like, are you sure? I mean, is that safe? And he was like, yeah, I mean, it's safe. You'll be fine. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm like looking for something that's gonna like disinfect. And he was like, well, I hope it disinfects because we use those on our dishes. And I was like, well, I guess he has a point. And so I was just like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna try it and see how it goes. I wonder if it like affects the longevity of my sponges. Oh my god. So okay, so where the Ulta I go to is right next door to a Marshall's. Okay, so I'm going in Marshall's, and I was going in there to just kind of poke around and see if I could find anything, you know, for my new place, and see if I saw anything cute. And so I'm just kind of looking around, and I get distracted by the beauty section, you know, where they keep all like the makeup and everything. And so I'm just looking around, and I was looking at getting tweezers because I can't for the life of me find my tweezers anywhere. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get some tweezers. So there's this lady is standing in front of me, and she didn't really look like she was looking at anything. And she was just kind of standing there, and I was just like looking at the stuff or whatever. And she comes over and she's like, hi, can I talk to you for a second? And at first I thought it was like either like the Jehovah's Witness people or like the Avon people or whatever who were trying to sell you stuff. So I didn't want to be mean. So I was like, yeah, sure. And so she was like, I'm a psychic and I read people or whatever. And I was like, okay. And she was like, I just felt this super strong energy on you. And I was just like, okay. And so she was like, so, I mean, do you mind if I like read you a little bit? I mean, I don't normally do this. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, Teresa Caputo, calm down. So she's like, I get this really strong vibe from you. And I was like, oh, I have to talk to her. And so I was just like, okay. So I'm thinking, okay, if this brings up like a dead person or like somebody who's passed away and maybe somehow like put that in there, then I'd be like, wow, really? So anyways, so she's like, you just have a really strong energy, and I feel like you're kind of stuck. And I was just like, I didn't say yes or no to anything. I was just like, okay. And she was like, I just feel like you're really stuck where you are right now. Like you're taking a step forward and 2 steps back, and you're getting very frustrated with it, and you don't know what to do. And I was just like, okay. And she was just like, and you know, you're just really stuck. Like she kept saying the same thing, like, you know, you're really stuck where you are. And I was just like, okay. And then so she's like, okay, so if you ever want to come and talk to me, I would be more than happy to read you some more and like give you some more information on your energy and how you are. And I was just like, okay. And so she's like, have you ever thought about going to a psychic? And I was like, well, I thought of it before, but I just never went because, you know, my boyfriend doesn't really care for it that much. And if I go, I'm like, I do believe in psychics and I believe in mediums and stuff, but I always feel like maybe if I meet somebody at Marshall's who's just gonna like stop me and kind of say something like that. I mean, it's possible, but like in my mind, like all the signals were, all my bells were going off saying, this lady is just trying to goop you, like don't worry about it. And she gave me like this little paper and she's like, I just really wish that you would call me and this and that. And I was like, okay, well, you know, maybe I'll think about it. You know, we can see what's going on. And so she was just like, okay. And she walked away. She's like, wow, it's just like your energy, me walking away is like really weighing on me. And I was just like, okay. And then in my mind, she was already holding the flyer. Like she already had it in her hands. And I was just like, okay. And I kind of wanted to hang around, like kind of near her to see if she would say the same thing to somebody else. Because she was, I'm like 90% sure that she was just, you know, hanging out, trying to catch people. And because it didn't look like she was shopping or anything. So that was my experience at Marshall's. I broke a nail yesterday and it's so sad. Like when I break a nail, if I don't like immediately go to the nail salon to go get it fixed, I end up ripping all the rest of them off because I hate being that ratchet person. I have to make time to go and get my nails done, but I have literally worked the last, I want to say like 2 weeks straight, so I haven't had the time. But hopefully I'll be able to go this Wednesday. I'm thinking about doing a vlog for Wednesday because I do have a lot of things that I need to get done on Wednesday, and I figured, oh, you guys can follow me around. Plus, I have to go get my haircut on Wednesday. So I'm really torn. I'm getting a haircut. I haven't gotten a haircut in like at least a year. My sister-in-law used to cut my hair, but due to a certain situation, I'm no longer getting a free haircut from her. So I really need to get a haircut. One of my friends from high school, he is now a beautician, so he's going to cut my hair for me. And I am really torn. I want to get either A, get it trimmed, or B, cut it all off. And by cut it all off, I mean like maybe like shoulder length to like the collarbone. But like my thing is, I keep telling everybody like, you know, I don't know. And they're like, it's just hair, it's gonna grow back. I mean, yeah, it is just hair and it is gonna grow back. But my thing is, I'm gonna have to live with the ugly hair until it does grow back. But I just really, really, really like love the idea of like a long bob. And I don't know, just when I see it on people, it always looks so cool and it looks so like now and like with it. And so I've just been thinking about it more and more, and I told him, I was like, either I'm gonna go and cut all my hair off or I'm gonna go and just get it trimmed. So I'm going to go on Wednesday and maybe I'll record it because I've always my whole life ever had long hair. And I don't know, I think it was just because when I was younger, my parents were always like, no, you have to keep your hair long. If you cut your hair, you'll never get married, and just, you know, nonsense like that. And when I was younger, I believed it. But then at that point, I was just like so used to having long hair that it didn't really make a difference because that was just how I liked wearing my hair by that point. I've had shorter hair, but not like shorter hair. Like to me, like on me, is just past my shoulder blades. But now my hair is like Amish long. Like, I mean, it's incredibly long. And like literally the other day, I pulled up my pants and my hair tucked into my pants. So that was when I was like, okay, dude, you need a haircut. Like, stop. So I'm going on Wednesday to go get my hair cut, and we will see how that goes. I mean, either A, I'm gonna freak out, or like B, I'm just going to chicken out and cancel the appointment. well, I don't know. I need to get it trimmed at least. I haven't had a haircut in a while. I don't have like high maintenance hair or anything because I just get my hair trimmed and I don't have any color in my hair, so it's not like I have to keep going back and get my roots done and this and that. Like I used to get highlights in my hair when I was in like high school and stuff. I had like blonde highlights in my hair, which like looking back, I probably looked so ridiculous. Like when I see like some of my pictures from like high school and I see like the highlights that I had, I was like, oh my God, what was I thinking? If that is like the biggest of my problems, I guess it's not so bad. I saw the Jeffree Star Shane Dawson thing and it's so good. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The first episode was kind of like boring. I think it was just because they were trying to set it up, like kind of get it set up in a way. And I just thought it was boring. And the second episode, I was like more intrigued. And this third episode, I was like, whoa, oh my God. It's just showing you like how the whole makeup eyeshadow process is done, which was really cool because I always kind of wondered how it was done. And like them giving you the like breakdown of how much money is put into it versus how much money, you know, you sell it for. And like I think like, yeah, the company has to make money off of it, like I completely understand, but at the same time, like there is a difference between like charging an astronomical amount of money versus being like reasonable. Because like when I think about it, I'm like, okay, ColourPop is a little too reasonable, like ColourPop and like Elf, and I'm always thinking like, how the hell do they get this stuff so cheap? Like how are they able to sell everything for so cheap and not lose money on it and still have like good ingredients? Like it makes me wonder what is really going on. I don't get me wrong, I do like different kind of brands. Like I have like stuff from like L'Oreal to Elf to like Wet n Wild. Like I use a kind of a big variety of brands, but there's like some brands where I don't like to risk it too much. Like my foundation for sure. I've been really wanting to try that Il Maquillage foundation because it's always on my freaking Instagram and I'm like, okay, I just need to see what the hell everybody's like freaking out about. So I kind of want to look into that as well. All right, so I'm gonna go in with this little one. I haven't used this one in a while. This is the Wet n Wild Precious Petals highlighter. Just want a little bit. I'm not going too crazy. All right, so I think that is pretty good. I think we're pretty much set for that. Oh, I didn't put any on my nose. I may have put brought my nose in a little too much. All right, so all that's left is eyes. I've been wanting to do like the least amount of eye makeup as possible lately, mostly because I've been being lazy and it's like the fall. So I feel like right now there's a lot of browns and a lot of burgundies and just a lot of everything, a lot of softer colors. So I have foundation and setting powder on my eyes already, so I'm not going to do anything else to it. I'm going to go in with the Huda Beauty Rose Gold, or not Rose Gold palette, the new Nude palette, which I love this palette. I have like used and abused it. The only colors I never used were these two, because you need a glitter glue to set that down, and even with the glitter glue, it's like super chunky and I don't like feeling eyeshadow on my eye necessarily. So I'm going in with Teddy. I'm just taking that right in the crease and I'm gonna bring that over. And I've been obsessed with just wearing lip tint and lip gloss the last week or so. And yeah. So now I'm going in with Raw, and I'm going to go right over that to deepen it up a little bit. I'm gonna try to keep it mostly on the outer to middle inner corner of my eye. I just wanna leave it there. I wanna like a no makeup look. So I'm just gonna try to focus it right there, and I think that's about it. That's all I'm gonna do for my eye. Well, I might have to put a little bit more. So let me do the same thing over here. I love this palette. Yeah, I get a lot of compliments when I use this palette. When I do use the pressed pearl shadows, I always get like a lot of compliments on it. And I'm just gonna go in with Teddy. I'm filling that blank spot here so that it doesn't look just white, so that you can kind of get, I don't know if you can tell here, but you kind of get a little bit of color so that it's not just white, like stark white. Well, it's not stark white, but it looks like it because there's nothing here. So I'm thinking about being a mime for Halloween. I know I do a calavera every single year, and I think this year I'm gonna do a mime. I mean, all I need is a striped shirt, a striped long sleeve shirt, gloves, a beret, and a red scarf, and I'm all done. So I think I'm gonna end up doing that. We usually have like a Halloween party at my job, so that will be fun. And since I will be working that day, I'll be doing like kind of a lot of running around and helping out with that. I don't necessarily want to be in a crazy amount of makeup. I'll just have on like a white face base and a little bit of black and red, and that's about it. Maybe I'll record doing that. I might do like a trial run to see how it looks before I take it to work, because the calavera look I can kind of do, I can do it quickly in like about, I want to say an hour and a half I can get it done, which is not that bad. And I usually wear a long sleeve lace dress with it, and I don't really want to be running around in a dress that day, especially if I'm helping out and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to be doing a lot of different things. I just went under my lash line with Teddy and Raw, kind of just mixing those colors and layering it. I've never used, believe it or not, the Benefit Roller Lash. I ran out of my other little, what is this? The Benefit Bad Gal Bang. I can throw that out. And I was actually thinking about getting mascara when I was there yesterday, but I was kind of in a rush because my boyfriend was waiting for me, and so I guess it turned out okay that I got the free mascara. All right, so I'm just going to put on a little bit of lip gloss. Hi. Hi. Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Joe is getting a little excited. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye guys. Getting a thumbnail with Joe is so exhausting. I'll catch you guys on the next one, guys.
God damn.